Welcome to Gerald Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content in sports, politics, and entertainment. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Well, the Browns lose to the Steelers 27-14 to fall to 3-10. Disappointing showing. Jameis Winston, he threw for 212 yards, had a couple of touchdown passes, but he also had 2 picks. And looks, man, I'm rooting for the man, but he's just making too many mistakes out there. And the rushing was minuscule. We're going to need some running backs. And as far as the receivers are concerned, you know, Jerry Jeudy right now, he's our only keeper. He had a touchdown for 64 yards. Everyone else was all right. Njoku, he caught a touchdown pass. But the play calling, right? Not much creativity at all with that. So, I mean, it's just, And then the defense. They recorded 1 sack, and that was by, who else? Myles Garrett. And the defense recovered a fumble. So we only turned the ball over once. Myles Garrett. And, you know, I'm going to say the performance of the defense this season's been so disappointing. George Pickens, the number 1 receiver for the Steelers, he didn't even play. And the Browns defense, they still couldn't handle it. And, you know, they gave up 2 receiving touchdowns. And it's like the Steelers said, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to not throw Denzel Ward's way. Let's not do that. We're going to throw over to Martin Emerson and Greg Newsome. And that's what they did. And they were able to go down the field. And, you know, it's like right now teams have the playbook on the Browns defense. They just do. And, hey, we need some corners. I mean, Emerson, he just does not have the speed to keep up with these dudes. You see it every week where he looks like a step slow. So Emerson has just had a horrible year so far. And let's get to the special teams. Dustin Hopkins, 0 for 2 on field goals. He missed one from 38 yards. He missed another from 43. And the sad part about that is that the score was 13-7. So when he missed the first one, I'll get to that. But he missed 2 field goals, and the score was 13-7 at the time when both field goals were missed. You know, we could have tied the game there. And Hopkins, he's just had a horrible season. And after that missed field goal, all right, the first one, Steelers drove right down the field, scored a touchdown. Browns get the ball back, turn it over on down. Then the Steelers score another touchdown. Game's over. Game's over. And it's just amazing that Dustin Hopkins, he had a good year last year. And that was the anomaly, right? If you look at his stats year by year, he's been an average kicker, very average. But yet we extended his contract. And with that, things are just doubled down. Because if you remember, we had Cade York. Cade York was a 4th round pick. Why we pick a kicker in the 4th round is beyond me. He doesn't make the team. He can't, you know, he doesn't cut it. So we double down and we get Dustin Hopkins. And now we spend, you know, we extend his contract. That is not good. So that's where we are. So in essence, the Steelers, they scored a touchdown when Jameis threw an interception. And this was when the Browns were driving down the field with a 7-3 lead. Then the Steelers scored on a missed field goal, the first missed field goal by Hopkins. And the Steelers come back and score a touchdown on a turnover on downs. So, I just felt that the Steelers were just waiting for the Browns to screw up. And, when they did, the Steelers just capitalized on it. That was the deal there. Steelers did nothing special, folks. Wilson, he had 158 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The team rushed for another 120 yards. So it's not like they, butchered the Browns' defense at all. It's just that the Browns just, they just beat themselves. And it's just so disappointing. The performance that the Browns and again, the coaching, there were some penalties that were costly, very costly, and very disappointing. So next week the Browns play the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champions, in Cleveland. They will try to improve on a 3-10 record, which thus far has been a nightmare of a season. So please leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.